Okay, so I'm actually recording audio over top of this footage because I didn't mix my audio well in OBS. So I'm just recording an audio track in Audacity that I'll layer on top of this to fix everything. So basically, I'm doing FTB StoneBlock 4. It's got a bunch of mods that I know nothing about. Um, and yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. This is also my first like proper YouTube video that isn't just an animation. Um, so what I'm doing now is just accepting all of the first quests that don't really have a goal to them, so to speak. Um, they're just there to give you information about the quest selection that is available, that you could be using. Um, Also, every once in a while, you might hear the me in the video, not me post video, because again, I mixed the audio badly. But I still want you to be able to hear like game sounds. I think the game sounds are fine. Um, I this is going to be besides this video, I want it to remain pretty unedited. Um, Not because I'm like lazy, but because I want like the raw experience to come across. The only time I might like cut stuff is if I like go to the bathroom or am AFKing, stuff like that. Um, I don't really have a plan for this series. I think what I'm gonna do is just go with the flow, release episodes when I feel like it. Hope, like hopefully once a week, but maybe multiple in a weekend. I don't know. I'm a college student with the potential of being quite busy. Um, so yeah, I'm getting started. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about the lore of this mod pack. I just kind of want to play. I kind of just want to play, you know. Um, so there's this Echo guy that helps with giving quests, and he also has a shop that you can buy things from with rewards from quests. Um, oh yeah, the cutscene, the frankly unnecessary cutscene in my opinion, that takes you up into like the main area where you go into this portal and you go into the world. Um, yeah, uh, it's so weird recording audio after you already recording voiceover is a lot different than recording audio live, because I know what happens and I know what I'm saying right now, but now I have to re-say what I already said. So basically here I'm just trying to decide between which like spawn, so to speak, to go with. There's the dark and eerie one, which I was never going to do because starting in the dark sounds annoying. Um, There was the classic StoneBlock start, the cherry one, which I chose, the abandoned quarry thing, which was a create focused one, I believe, mangrove, and then tough, I think. And here gets spawned the loot bee. In StoneBlock 4, you have random events that can happen, and Loopy is one of them. And it can drop you all sorts of things, like iron bars, obviously. It seems to drop eggs and feathers quite a lot, and leather too, I think. I really enjoy the beginning of StoneBlocks because you have to start by punching stone instead of punching trees, and it just kind of flips it on its head because I don't know, it's unique and I like it. Like I said, I don't have a real plan for this series. I'm just kind of doing it. Don't have a plan for a base. Don't know what kind of automations I want to go into. I know I am going to be keeping the cherry tree that we start with, and just to have a focal point and just kind of branch off from it. So right now I'm just kind of going through the beginner quests, creating a crook, creating a hammer. You take pebbles, you craft them into cobblestone. It's really just the beginnings. Nothing terribly interesting except that you start by making everything out of stone rather than making everything out of wood. Here I'm cleaning up the grass and the petals, and I get Demon's Dream seeds for occultism. I don't know what occultism is, and I'm kind of scared to get into it, but I honestly might start the next episode with that just to see. I think in the video I was talking about future me having to deal with it, and now future me is dealing with it. And if I remember to do it first thing next episode, I will. If I don't, I don't. It is what it is. I know I'm going to be using I'll probably be using a lot of moss and cherry wood in my base, just because you start with moss, there's a cherry tree. I think for my base I might do something like really honestly cottagecore kind of overgrown type thing. Just I don't know, just kind of, but I'll just be going with the flow, you know. I am. I think I'm mining more pebbles to the map, which is so gray. And then there's a thing in the distance that I'll get to eventually, I think. I have started this mod pack before. I didn't get very far, but like I got up to I got up an amount. But yeah. I'm going to, in this video, I am going to be clearing out the corners. Uh, for the most part, I don't go up at all in the corners. So, yeah. Here I make the crook and the hammer. The first hammer, there's actually two different kinds of hammers. I make the one I'm gonna make here is like a crushing hammer. It crushes stone into cobblestone, cobblestone into gravel, gravel into dirt, dirt into sand, sand into dust, and then I don't think dust goes any smaller. So yeah, here I'm just getting some more pebbles to make more cobblestone to finally make the what's it called? The hammer. The hammer. Yeah. So I finally make the hammer here. I get the quest complete, and then I start clearing things out. Pretty soon I'm gonna be checking the quests. I think I check it after I get dirt from the... once I crush the gravel into dirt. Honestly, I could probably cut here because this is boring, but I want to give y'all the full, authentic experience of me doing voiceover for the first time with all my ums, uhs, ers, and any moments of silence that happen to happen. I can't believe I still haven't... Okay, I think I'm about to... Yeah, I'm about to crush gravel into dirt using alt mine, which is just vein miner, but fancy. Now I go into my quests. I get more cobblestone, and then I gotta get saplings, which you get from crooking dirt. So, and I don't want to like tear up the grass or anything, so I do it on top of the moss so that the alt mine doesn't extend. And I really don't like acacia, birch, or jungle wood, so I toss those in the trash. But I do really like spruce and cherry wood. When you get the saplings, you also get an additional crook, which is nice. I don't end up using it. Something that annoyed me about the second kind of hammer is that it can only be crafted with not cobblestone, with pure stone, which is a little bit frustrating to do since I don't have iron yet, and I don't know, it's just a little bit annoying. Something else that like very, 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 very mildly annoyed me is that you can't alt mine with your hand. Like, I wanted to alt mine that tree with my hand, but you can't because you don't have the proper... because there's a thing about having the proper tool. But, yeah. Here I craft a furnace to get some charcoal and to get some and to smoothen out some cobblestone into regular stone so that I can make a hammer. Because the other hammer mines in a 3x3 area, which is very useful for things like clearing out big spaces or mining tunnels, because having a 3x3 tunnel is just pretty nice. I'm not sure if the other hammers, like higher tier hammers, make bigger holes or not. I would hope that they do, because eventually I think I'm gonna want to make probably like a 5x5 tunnel so that I can make a floor, walls, and ceiling to maintain a 3x3 tunnel. This wandering trader doesn't have anything good. Well, it does have good things, but nothing that I can afford. So I consider it nothing good. But there's a teleporter in his trades. There's a enchantment book, mushrooms, an iron stick. I believe the iron stick is like a construction thing that helps you construct good shapes or whatnot. I am not entirely sure, to be honest. I think here is when I figure out that you need regular stone and not cobblestone to make the stone hammer. The villagers herming and hawing, it really gets on my nerves, so eventually I kill it because it's just annoying me. But yeah, now I just wait for the stones to smelt, and I chop down another tree, and I forget what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm using it to make shears so that I can get leaves. Leaves are pretty useful because they are your first source of water, and they're also used to make brushes, which will happen shortly. But first I need to make a basin out of logs, which is how we get water, which you'll see once I mine these logs. I forget how long it takes me to just make an axe to make tree mining go quicker. It is what it is. Feel free to leave a comment if that upsets you. Gotta get that engagement on my first video. Yeah, if you do feel like engaging with this video, go ahead. I'm just kind of doing this for fun. Don't really have any like big aspirations about being a YouTuber, but hey, if I get to a point where it's making me money, that'd be nice. Eventually I will stream. I might stream this on my Twitch, which I'll link in the description of this video, but it's twitch.tv/falconman. Falcon_man is most of my social media handles, so if you look that up, you should find me. I have a lot of art accounts and stuff. Oh, here I am. Here I finally killed that villager that wandering trader, and I realize it's a what's it called? A bounty that I can do. There's some crazy looking things in this bounty board, which is terrifying. But back to self promotion, I guess. I also have a Ko-Fi that or coffee, I guess it's technically supposed to be pronounced, where you can support me directly, and also buy my art. I do commissions as well. I have some commissions set up there as well for like physical media portraits and stuff that I think are really cool. So if you want to support me in that way, you can. YouTube is really kind of just a side thing. I'm actually an art major, so yeah, supporting my art supports me and supports my college life and everything. So if you do feel so inclined, support me in that way. But it's up to you. Yeah, now I'm finally clearing out the corners like I said I was going to. Having the hammer that mines the 3x3 area makes it so much quicker and easier. You do kind of have to plan out. You have to be aware of the area that the hammer mines out, because if you aren't careful, it'll like mine into the wall or mine things you don't want it to mine. So just being aware of the 3x3 area can be really helpful. And if there's just single blocks, I just mine it with the stone hammer, because I do know I'll have to do a lot more crushing of things to get more resources, and to start like, and with crushing things I can also start automating things, I believe. I'm pretty sure I can automate brushing, which is a thing that I get into, like I start doing in this video when I make a brush, obviously. But really the first thing on my list is clearing out these corners, just to give myself some room and to give myself a buffer of resources, so that way I'm not constantly like, oh, I need this, so I need to mine this. Eventually, there's a quest to get clay and to make a bonsai pot. A bonsai pot is basically a little mini tree farm, which is super nice and super convenient, because you can kind of just have that going in the background while you do other things, and it will create a stockpile of wood for you. Yeah. But I do that later in this video. Kind of getting ahead of myself because I already know what's happening, even though honestly some of you probably know more about these mods than I do. I'm going in so blind into these mods. It's kind of crazy. I've never done anything in Create. Usually I'll start a mod pack, usually with like an Origins thing on, because I love exploring rather than settling down and creating a big base, but I think that's something I want to start doing more, is settling down, making a big base, and like just just being in one spot and really getting to know my surroundings and making the surroundings my own. Yeah, and kind of forget what I do here. Oh, I'm finally making that axe, so that I can mine wood easier. Finally, took me 20 minutes probably to finally make an axe. Here I finally collect those requests. Waiting for, gotta make straw, gotta make dry leaves, and that'll get me to the brush. So yeah, it's just kind of a thing where things happen as they happen. I really wish I had checked audio levels before starting. Here I placed some more torches to brighten things up. At some point I do realize that my brightness is lower than it should be. And I do fix that eventually. I feel like it's pretty soon. So the way I organized my chests is for right now, one for organics, one for non-organics, basically. That's how I've always liked to organize my chests and stuff. I like to have eventually I think there are a couple of different storage mods in this pack that I hope like condense storage down a lot, because having a massive storage system that I have to navigate would really tire me out. Here I finally fixed my brightness. Yeah. Honestly, I have never really been good with just talking about what I'm doing. It just doesn't really come naturally to me, so hopefully doing this will help. I think I get a head start here. I might get a head start here on these future quests, but I already have an egg and a feather from the loopy. But now I really just need to make that campfire, get that straw. I realized that I don't cook the leaves in a furnace. I have to put them on a campfire to dry them out. So now I need another tree. So I crouch to grow it, wait for the leaves to vanish, and then gonna make that campfire and finally get some leaves drying. I also get my first water. So what you do is place leaves on top of the basin and you just jump on them. You jump and you jump and you squish the water out. I think it's so funny that the way to get water is just jump on leaves. frankly, it's silly. But, anyways, I fill up the basin, and eventually I'll need to get a bucket so that I can actually use that. Got my first things of dry leaves. I don't realize that you really only need one dry leaf to get enough straw to make a brush, but I make plenty because the brush will only last so long. So here I go cooking up my leaves. Then I crook them to get the straw. And then I think, here it mentions that the gear icons for quests means you have to go to the echo that was at the very beginning to get more quests. Oh, and another loopy. The crystal barrel holds so much. It's bonkers. I open up the Starbuncle gift, Wilden Spike, and a Warp Scroll. I will probably never use that Warp Scroll, but I think I will use those Wilden Spikes. If not for the arcane things, just for making a buttload of arrows. Because who knows? Maybe arrows are really. Maybe a bow and arrow is really good. Also, I don't really like getting up into close range combat with things. Here I'm just going through all of the different things you can craft with Wilden Spikes. And a lot of this is... There's a lot of magic stuff that kind of just going right over my head. I think it's all Ars Nouveau, which is a pretty big magic mod if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's used for arrow related things and water breathing. So my guess is that the Wilden is an aquatic creature that just has spikes on it. I do look into Warp Scroll stuff, but nothing really impressed me. It's weird how some items you put them into a crafting table and you just get itself back out. I don't know. Yeah. The fact that it's used up at so you use it while sneaking to set a location, then you use it again to teleport to that location. It's only, I believe it's only one use, which is it's not that, doesn't sound that good to me, to be honest. Yeah. The stabilized warp scroll creates a temporary portal that you can go back and forth through. Again, I don't really see myself using it. I accidentally put my stuff in the wrong chest here. Or at least wrong in my mind chest. I'm gonna use the crystal barrel to hold things like the warp scroll, the Wilden spikes, things that are interesting or weird to me. So yeah, I finally make the brush here. Um, though I don't go to the echo right away because I want to finish out the section that I'm in before I do it. Um, I automatically clear a couple of. Well, I automatically got the observe grass thing because obviously. Um, Now I need to get grass seeds, which you get from brushing dirt, um, as I discover here. Then I tried brushing grass, but for some reason it doesn't work. I think you have to brush dirt, which is really weird. A weird caveat to make. Uh, in the moment, I was wondering where my dirt had gone, but now recording this voiceover, I'm like, oh yeah, I used it to get all of the saplings. So I kind of grumble a little bit having to crush gravel um, to get dirt, but honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal. Um, Here, I I'm trying not to accidentally brush the ground, so I have to move around the dirt to make sure there I'm not accidentally uh, brushing the ground. Um, but yeah, I finally get those grass seeds, and it also auto completes the chicken or the egg quest. Now I gotta crush up some sand and dust, um, so that I can complete that quest. And yeah, I got the bone meal was from the getting the grass and the grass seeds thing. Um, Now I'm gonna be working towards getting sand and dust. Um, yeah, it's honestly kind of boring. I'm gonna be so real. The beginnings are always boring, though. That's just kind of how it has to be. Um, Also, if any, like, if balance or pacing or anything is, like, really, really bad, feel free to comment and let me know. I'm willing to make a couple of compromises. My uh, hammer broke there, so now I have to make a new one. Um, I also need to eat because I got down to 3 hunger bars and I didn't realize. But also, that's my skin. I'm aware it doesn't match the PNG tuber guy, but um, frankly, I don't really care, to be honest. I do make 2 hammers here, um, just to have one for backup. Even though I'm pretty sure in the next video I am going to be getting iron. So it is what it is. Um, Time to crush some sand into dust. I do leave some just in case I needed to have both in my inventory when accepting the reward. Now I gotta get clay. You get clay by brushing sand. You need five clay to make a bonsai pot. And I think I already mentioned this, but a bonsai pot is basically a mini tree farm. I think I mentioned it when I was recording the footage. Not in this. I don't remember. I don't have the best of memories. But yeah. You gotta get you need 5 bricks to make a bonsai pot. And once you make a bonsai pot, to start like a mini tree farm, you need dirt, a sapling, and an axe in it, and it automatically generates logs, basically. You can also decorate the pot. There's a slot in it that allows you to put the texture of the block that you put in that slot onto the outside of the pot. I believe I end up putting a spruce sapling in that into that slot. The music honestly scared me a little bit, if I'm being honest. It was very loud and I wasn't expecting it. Also, from brushing sand you can get copper. First it comes in like clumps, and then it turns into chunks, and then it's the chunks that you can smelt into ingots. I forget what I'm doing here. I guess I'll find out in a moment what I'm doing here. I think it's getting stuff to make axes for the pots. I think it's about here that I realized that I need 5 per bonsai pot rather than however many I had. So I think I decide here to... for some reason I decide to start building out tunnels. I can be very scatterbrained when it comes to Minecraft, especially. This tunnel might be off center. Do not know. I need to repair that hammer somehow. I don't remember how to do it. I thought I could turn mud into dirt for some reason. Or packed mud into dirt. I think you can turn mud into clay by putting like dripstone underneath it, and that dries it out. But here I am making more sand, gonna make more sand to get more clay to make a second bonsai pot. And I remember to save 2 dirt to put in the pots. Look at me go. Just going through the process of... I wonder if there's a way to automate crushing. Honestly, probably with the create crushing wheels. That's probably how you automate crushing. And then if you get like a cobblestone generator, probably not using the coal to the best of its to the most efficient use. But I can always get more coal by smelting more logs. I also lose my train of thought sometimes, or forget words. So you'll just have to bear with me for that, because I'm not cutting it out. This is raw, unfiltered me. I was gonna. Mostly unfiltered. There's a slight bit of filtering, just to remain. I'm not gonna say I'm going to remain 100% family friendly, but I don't want to be cussing in my first ever video. Finally make the axes that I make an axe. I do make 2 axes. I guess I forgot that looking back at the footage, I'm realizing that I did have 2 axes. There's one that I had been using to chop down trees, one that I used very briefly to attack the goat. So I get confused why I only have 1 axe. 1 unused axe. So I make another axe. Honestly, I might make another if I get like an oak sapling, I might make another, or if I want a lot of like cherry wood or something, I might make another bonsai pot. And yeah. So I've got the bonsai pots going. And they're funneling wood into the chest. So I've got a little tree farm going already. Now I go to spawn to finally finish out that quest. And yeah, that's about everything. I do finish out the quests, and then I look at what's next, and I'm going to give a little outro, I guess. So I hope y'all enjoyed my first video. I hope you come back for more. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. If you want to check out my other socials, they're all under Falcon_man. I'll link my Twitch in the description and my Ko-fi. Feel free to support me by either buying a print or buying a commission, or even just supporting me monthly. I don't have any benefits set up for just supporting me monthly yet, but if you've got suggestions, either leave a comment or send me a message on Ko-fi. Yeah. Thanks for checking me out. Bye-bye. Twitch.tv/FalconMan.